Hello and welcome to another episode of Teen Trials. And in today's programme, 3 more youngsters will be competing for one of the 3 places in our B-class final. I'll tell you, it's going to be really difficult because the weather today absolutely stinks.
Yes, Peter, it's been raining since first thing this morning and I've got a nasty feeling it's only going to get worse.
Yeah, well, already these stones that we're walking on, they're slippery. But I think the riders are really going to have another problem. When they get off and onto the grass, then their tyres are going to pick up mud, so everything will get slippery.
In fact, I think the tyres are probably going to be the worst section, but they do have quite a large base, so I think they might have a choice of which route to take.
Well, we wish them all the very best of luck. But before we get into the action, let's find out how it all works.
Well, the rules couldn't be simpler. Each of the 3 competitors has to complete the course twice, once going one way and once going the other way. The course is made up of 4 sections, each of which must be completed. So, how does the point scoring system work? 1 point putting your foot down once while in a section, 2 points putting your feet down twice while in a section, and 3 points, you've guessed it, putting your foot down 3 times while in a section. 5 points putting your feet down more than 3 times while in a section. And if any of their riders fall off their bikes while in a section, that's a maximum of 5 points for that section. During the 5-second hold, the judges must be happy that the bike remains stationary and the rider is in full control. The judges will sound a horn once for the beginning of the 5-second hold and twice for the end. If the 5-second hold is not completed, 5 penalty points will be awarded. The competitor with the least points will be awarded the winner at the end of the show. And in the event of a tie, the rider with the quickest time will be the winner.
First to compete today for the chance of winning the coveted Men and Motors trophy is Miles Jones. Miles is 13, comes from Chester. He's riding a Beta Rev 3 200cc and last year came 3rd in the British Youth Trials C class.
Ready, mate? Good luck.
So as Miles sets off this opening section, this first bit has always been a problem. He's taken a dab there, probably very wise. Now, can he get round? It's caused problems in the dry. In the wet, it is almost impossible. 1 foot down there, so that's 2, 3. 1 more and he'll have failed the section. And it's there, he's failed the section, he can ride out. He was unlucky, but it really is perilous. And I pity him having to ride it first. And I suspect that the logs aren't going to be very much easier either. They have to get up a reasonable bit of pace to get onto the top. Oh, but he's hung onto that well, and it's in a good position. Nicely balanced on the sump, which is where he's supposed to be. Now he's got to keep his toes off as he kicks forward, and he did. Excellent, he cleaned it. That'll give him some confidence after a fairly shaky start. And now over the logs. These are more difficult than they have been now because the ground is terribly wet, very soggy, mud on the tyres, all adds to the difficulty, but he's handling it very well. Enough pace to get over the long log and out of the section. Miles actually riding a 200cc Rev 3 Beta. He's been riding for 5 years. And a foot down there. This is now very slippery. Has he got the balance? Yes, he has now. He got into a good position at the top. Just the 1 penalty so far. Just checking his gears. Now, can he get off here without? That's it. Just adjusting his balance. Took a bit of time to do it, but trying to do it clean, and he has done. Just the 1 penalty in that section. In common with a lot of the youngsters, the rider he most looks up to is Dougie Lampkin, not really surprising. And here he goes over these tyres. They're very slippery, but he's taking it easy and steady. He's done it well. Bit of a slippery finish, though. Nicely done. Well done, Miles. Well, he did do very well. He's in a pretty good time, too, but he had all the problems at the start of the course, didn't he, Joan?
Well, we always knew the rock section was going to be difficult, but in this weather, I think it's very slippery. So he's done quite well. He got 6 penalty points in a time of 2:04.
Knockout. Let's have a look at some of the highlights. Miles took what looked like a tactical dab first on the rocks, but it all went wrong from there with him picking up a full 5 points and a further point on the way up the tyres.
Now let's talk through, obviously, the rock section, very tricky.
Yeah, and it doesn't help because of the rain today, but I think I could definitely do better than what I did in the first lap.
And the tyres again, you got another penalty point on that?
Yeah, I just wasn't straight, and I put on the power too early and it just screwed me up after the first tyres.
Well, it sounds like you've learnt a lot. Best of luck for the second ride, because we're going to be looking forward to that. And we'll have a look at our next rider.
Next up, 13-year-old Zach Sherwin from Leeds. He's been riding for 7 years now and today competes on the Beta 125. His ambition in life is to win loads of awards for trials riding.
You ready? Good luck.
So young Zach, he's just 13. He really struggles to get around. 1 dab, 2 dabs. I think that's certainly 3 now. 4, he's out of it. That's time out. He's definitely failed that section. He can ride out. Didn't get a time on his stop there because he had too many dabs. You're allowed a maximum of 3 before you fail the section. He's riding a Beta 125. Most of his opponents in this class will be riding as a foot down on the other side, so he's got 1 there, but now he's timed. Most of his opponents in this class will be riding 200s or 250s. Can he kick this forward? Nearly, foot down, another penalty there. Just got to be cautious coming around the end. Very slippery under the wheels now, and a foot down there. So that's 3 on the section so far. He could actually get a full 5 if he fails another section. Another bit of it that he's made it, just. Somehow he's still managing to grin. He's enjoying himself, but this is where it's tough. He needs a lot of power here to get up. He's clean so far. That's good. Can he balance? No, 1 foot down, but now he can balance. That's good. Just the 1 on the top there. Can he get off? Yes, he can. And he's picking up confidence as he goes. Zach's mother and father both were fans of the old kickstart, and that's why they got Zach a bike. And he can ride it pretty well, can't he? Yeah. We knew it was going to cause problems. Well done, Zach. Good ride. Well, we knew he was going to have problems at the front, and he did.
Yes, the same as I think all the riders today are going to find that tricky. It's so slippery.
It is. All right, total faults?
Total altogether 9.
9. Well, jolly good try. Let's go and have a look at some of the highlights. Zach took his 4 dabs on the rocks, so picking up 5 points. He also lost control on the logs, picking up 3 points.
You've got an older brother called Dane who loves to ride in the wet. Has he given you any handy tips?
Just give it loads of throttle.
Give it loads of welly. And finally, I must just say that I remember at the beginning you were saying to Peter that you need a little bit more muscle. So as an ex-gladiator, I can offer you a trip down the gym. Do you fancy it?
Go on then.
Come on then, he says. Well, let's have a look at our very last rider.
The last rider today competing for the coveted Men and Motors Trophy and other prizes is 14-year-old James Walker from Keswick in Cumbria. James is riding an MRS Sherco 250 and, like Zach, has been riding for 7 years.
Right, James, you ready? Good luck.
And what we didn't mention was that his younger brother Jonathan was riding here in an earlier... Oh, he's got a fault there. And also had difficulty on this, riding a smaller bike. He's got another penalty, his right foot's down, so he's got 2 at the moment. See if he can get around there. He's riding a 250 Sherco and a 3rd one. Now if he can hold that for the 5 and get out of this, he might escape without failing the whole section. Just 3 penalties so far. That's the best we've had in this particular heat. Oh, and he's down there. That's 4 and it's a fail. Very unfortunate. Young James wasted a bit of time trying to be a bit too careful probably on that first section, and that cost him. And there he comes into the logs. Now, can he get it forward into a good position? That's okay. He's now timed. He's a fit young man. When he was under 12, he won a bronze medal in the English fell running championships, and I'll tell you, that is tough. Those hills in the Lake District are really difficult, and they are energy sapping. This is good, nice control. Kicking the back end round, this is all right. He'll be pleased with this. Oh, foot down there, and he stalled the bike. Now, if he gets both feet down, he'll fail. But he's balanced. So there's the second one, so he's got another penalty there. Just 2 in total on the section. There's a third. Touch and go whether he actually had both feet down at the same time. Benefit of the doubt we give him. James also is heavily into computers, and he designs and prints brochures for his parents' guest house. Lots of talents this young lad has. Now, can he hold it there? He's really desperate to hang on to it, and he did. Yep, so he's clear. Can he stay clean on this? Oh, he's got in an awkward spot, but he has got out of it. Nice balance on the way down. It's a clean section. The rain has now eased off, but the course, of course, is still just as wet, just as difficult. No advantage to not having the rain in your face. And that's a nice steady pace through there, no mistakes. Jolly good run then from James at the end. Finished off in flying style, bit of difficulty again at the beginning. We knew, didn't we?
We did. It's this English weather, typical British weather. He got 8 penalty points for the total first run.
All right, not bad. Let's have a look at the highlights. James picked up 3 points on the balance section of the rocks and looked like he was going to be the first of today's riders not to fail the section. But he lost it on the stepping stones, picking up a maximum 5 points.
Now, the log section, it looked to us like you stalled the bike. Can you remember what happened there?
Yeah, as I came around the corner, I drifted too wide, and then as I was about to rev it, it just clunked out and stopped.
So obviously you had to put your foot down and risk a dab there.
Yeah, and I had to take 3 just to start it again, then over and out.
And the tyres, now that was a spectacular move. Looked a little bit like a stunt man on your bike there. Looked like you were going to come off and get a dab, but you managed to keep it all together.
Yeah, it was just sheer skill.
Sheer skill. Best of luck for the second run.
Thanks very much, Jane. Well, we're going to take a break now, but when we come back, you'll be able to see whether Miles Jones from Chester can hang on to his narrow lead, or whether the other two are going to come by and pip him at the post. See you then.
Hello and welcome back to Team Trials, where our riders are about to start their second run.
So after the first run, Miles goes into the lead with a time of 2 minutes, 4 seconds and 6 penalties. Can the other two do enough in the second run to catch him up? So Zach from Leeds sets off on the return journey. And if you can get through this opening section without any penalties, you'll be a happy lad. It is still very greasy, though the rain appears to be stopping. Zach is a member of the Guiseley and Yeadon Motor Club in West Yorkshire. Oh, he stalled it. 1 foot down. He's have to kick it up. Oh, 2. That's 2 dabs. He's lucky he didn't get both feet down there, otherwise he'd have failed the section, but he's up there. He was unlucky because he got to the top fine. But having stalled it just gave him that additional problem. Now, can he get down clean? He can. Just the 2 penalties, I think. Now, these logs have got slipperier today because of the mud. So it is a difficult little section to get into. It's a long section, actually. You've got 3 logs to negotiate before you come to the main heap, where you then have the pause. But he's done that pretty well. Now, if you can get into the right position on the top, he could clean this section. That's an excellent position. If you can kick that forward, he'll be off the top as soon as we hear the double hooter. He's done that very well. He'll be pleased with that clean section. I do think that older and stronger riders would have difficulty on this section in these conditions. The stepping stones aren't too difficult. They do wobble a bit. This is where it gets hard. Now, can he do it? He's clean so far. 1 dab. Now, is he in this position to balance there? Not quite. 2 now. 3. Now, can he hold that and just get the 3 pin? No, he can't. That's he's out of it. That's fail. So he's got the full 5 there. Very unlucky. He nearly held it. Oh, he was really unlucky there. Actually, Jane, I thought he was going to hold it on the top there. What about you?
Yeah, so did I. I think he's going to be a little bit disappointed. He's got another 5 penalty points there and 2 on the tyre, so that's 7.
And 8 on the first run, so 15. Oh well, good try. Let's have a look at the highlights. Zach took a costly 2 dabs on the tyres, and the Stones claimed another victim with a full 5 points. So young James setting off on this course. 15 penalties is what the previous rider had. That's what he's got to beat on today's competition. And he's clean over these tyres. You can see the mud, it's still raining. So here he comes into the tyres. Clean to the top, and he's found his balance. That's good. Maybe he's going to clean this, and that will please him. Excellent. A little wheelie as he comes into the section. And now onto the first log. Kicking the back end round, showing off a bit here. Now this is very slippery where he is now. A lot of mud on the ground, a lot of water, but he's through it nicely. If he can clean this, 3-section clean, he'll be happy. And that's a great position to be ended up. Sump balanced perfectly, he's nicely forward. He should be able to kick off that very easily without dabbing. There it is, perfect. So 3 sections clear. Taking the day off from work today. He's still at school, of course, but he's got a holiday job in a cafe, the Tea Gardens in Keswick. Oh, foot down. So he's got 1 penalty there. I was thinking he might clean this. He's already got 1, and now he's got 2. This is a difficult section. And in this wet, it's harder than ever. And there's a 3rd. He's only got 1 more before he'll be out of this. I've got a sneaky feeling he's going to fail this section. Yes, he's not going to balance there. He's ridden out of it, he didn't hold it, so no balance. He'll get the maximum of 5 there. He didn't actually get into a balance point. Jane, this is really proving to go. I think the only thing that might do this course clean would be a duck in this weather.
Yeah, perhaps, Peter. It was a shame because he had a clear run until that last section.
But those 5 plus his 8, well, it puts him in the lead so far in today's competition. Let's go and have an action replay. A clear run there until he reached the Stones, where a full 5 points were picked up.
Hey Miles, good luck.
So Miles Jones from Chester. He led after the first run. He'll want to stay in the lead. But these tyres, they are slippery, and I'm not sure that going slowly is the best way. He's dropped down, he's got a dab there. Slipped off. He said they were slippy, so he's got a penalty. And this, of course, is going to take time as well. He was being cautious, and it cost him. Now he'll be nervous of these big tyres, having already made a mess of the smaller tyres. And there's a foot down before he got into balance. So there's 1. But he's nice and steady there. That's very good balance. He's got quite a few faults to play with, but there's some difficult sections ahead, and it is all so wet. Into the log section, and there are parts of this section which are so waterlogged now, it's almost an underwater section. Coming around to where it's very wet now. Luckily, the real wet bit's just outside the course. This is better. Now his 5 starts. You heard the 3 single hooters because he kept on shuffling about, but now he's in place. Now he can get forward. He was trying to get a better stop position, but he's okay. And he is clear so far. Nice clean section. Miles has won a number of age group championships at the Cheshire and North Wales Centre. He's really a very good rider, and oh, foot down there. But these conditions are just appalling. They couldn't be worse. As he comes up to me here on the top, and this is the right technique. He's got the foot down again, so that's 2 so far. Trying to get that back wheel up. So if you can get into balance from there, you might get away with just the 2 faults. Looks like he's done it. Brave effort, that. I mean, this is almost a waterfall now. There's so much water come down. Very well done. Excellent, Miles. You got the worst of the conditions. He did well there, Jane. Total faults.
Well, he got 2 penalty points on the rock section and 2 on the tyre, so that's 4 in total.
Plus 6 is 10, so that means he'll win today's competition. Action replay time.
Miles knew just what he had to do to win with his second run, picking up dabs across the course, but not putting his first place in jeopardy. Miles completed his second run in 2 minutes 28 seconds with 4 penalties. His time overall then is 4 minutes 32 seconds, and he picked up a total of 10 penalty points.
We'll be back with another Teen Trials next week. Hope you'll join us then. In the meantime, we're going to leave you with the highlights of today's action. Goodbye.